This is your video for Unit 3, Week 5 Grammar, and we're going to be talking this week primarily about irregular verbs. Please make sure that you take notes in your grammar section of your 5-subject notebook. So first, let's take a look at a definition of an irregular verb. An irregular verb is a verb that does not add ed to form the past tense of the word. And we've talked a lot about adding ed as your past tense. That's usually the easiest thing that happens with a verb, but sometimes we have these that it just doesn't quite work. These words tend to look somewhat like the original verb, but they have just a little bit of a difference to them. So some examples are begin is the present, began is the past. And all that we did there is we just dropped that I and changed it to an A. We have bring and brought, catch and caught, choose and chose, do and did, drink and drank, eat, ate, and so on and so forth. So many of these words are very close to the original present tense verb, but they just have 1 or 2 letters difference. So now let's talk about the irregular verb and the past participle. And don't worry about what that really means to you. It just means that we're going to be adding some extra words to that verb to make it make sense in our writing. So some irregular verbs have special endings when we use them, and they have to have some helping verbs with them, such as have, has, or had. And some examples that we would have for using these would be begun, brought, chosen, drunk, eaten, fallen, given, gone, and so on. So we call these past participles when we have to add a helping verb to them. So we could say something, he had begun to understand what an irregular verb was. Or she has eaten all of the marshmallows and is now feeling horrible. Or he had spoken to his mother about going to the friend's house, but he didn't get an answer from her. So it's really just it's just an irregular verb that gets a helping verb added onto it. So some better rules for you to understand when we're talking about irregular verbs. A simple past tense verb always just has one part to it. So that means that it's just going to have one word to it. A more complex past tense verb will usually have more than one. So here's an example of simple. She bought 4 tickets for the circus. A complex one with that past tense irregular verb would be this. She may have bought 4 tickets for the circus. So here she did it in the past. Here she probably did it in the past, but we're not sure. So it just changes the meaning of the sentence, so be careful when you're using them. Okay, that's the end of today's video for grammar. Make sure you've taken some good notes over these. The more you use them, the easier it gets. You may end the video.